Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. We're back with round 3 of locals, and so we are playing against Lyndon here today. He is on Yummy as well. So our opening hand is Cupsy, Prosperity, Obedient School, Engage, and Purge. Pretty cracked going first here. So we're gonna lead with Engage, add drones, and then from here we're gonna go Obedient Schooled. And then we're going to chain drones here, just so that way we get an extra body. The synergy here is, or the nice thing about the drones token is it can't be tributed. So when you get nibbed eventually, it doesn't leave the field, and so you're left with a body. So we bring out the 3 boys. We're going to link off the Cupsy for a Snatchy, and then Snatchy is going to place. We go for the Akroki. Akroki is usually the best one off of the after Obedient School, just because you have all the bodies. You're probably not going to need that much extension. We're going to link off the Snatchy and the Lollipo for the Cupsy effect, and then we are met by a Purge. So the Purge is going to keep us from getting bodies, but we're going to link off the Cupsy for Snatchy here, and then go those guys off into the Lollipo, effect to summon back. So we're going to bring back the Cupsy and the Lollipo. Right here, it's pretty important to bring back the Cupsy because we're going to go into a Star Ham in a second. And the Star Ham will bring back the Cupsy, which will let us add a... we discard and then we summon back the Cupsy as a tuner. And it also lets us add a spell, or it'll let us add the quick play. And so we're gonna go ahead and try to go for that, but it's met by the Veiler. So that's unfortunate because we did discard the Cupsy there. We're gonna go Prosperity here. We're gonna send off 6, so we're gonna send off quite a bit. We got the Gagari, the Almirage, the Typhon, and then we're keeping an SP, the last synchro, and then we're gonna ditch the Link 2 and keep the Herald. And so right now that Star Ham's kind of a dead body, but we're gonna hit a bunch of names that I can't see, but we do hit a surprise anyways off of that. So we're gonna take that, and we're gonna set the surprise and the Purge. We'll pass it on over there. So the nice thing is we have synchro access off of the Snatchy and the token, as well as the Akroki being a pop. So we pass it on over. He draws for turn. He's down. He's got 4 cards in hand, and he's locked out of fire, so the Engage isn't going to be live if he has it. But he starts with Engraver. We're going to meet that with a Purge just to keep him off of the Fiendsmith package here. And so he's going to go Obedient Schooled here. We're going to let it resolve. But the crazy thing here is we're going to be able to get rid of a bunch of these bodies here. On Resolution, we're going to go 100 on the Snatchy. We're going to synchro off the token, go into the Cookie, and then here we're going to book and pop. So we're booking the Cupsy and the Cookie, and then we're going to pop the Lollipop here. Just so that way we keep him off of being able to add back off of the Cupsy, like summoning back the Cupsy here. So he's got to have a name or something, but it's looking pretty good here. And yep, that is going to be game. So he's going to pick it up here. And so we're going to go on to game 2. So that was a pretty good good hand to play into those hand traps and everything. He had the Purge for the Cupsy, which kept off bodies. It's kind of hard to feel like that's worth it, just because if your opponent has bodies already in hand, it's not really going to matter too much anyways. And then that Veiler on the Star Ham was really good. It leaves you with just a random body that's not going to do anything really at that point. Obviously, you could bounce it back. I believe it is a light beast, and so you can target it with the surprise and bounce that back to hand. So siding in here, we're taking out quite a bit. We're going to put in a bunch of breakers. So we got Evenly, we got Cosmic Cyclones, and we got the Forbidden Droplet. So we took out our targeting hand traps. So we took out Valor and Imperm, and then we also took out Talents and Called By. Just so we have a good chunk of stuff to play into this. The droplets can be pretty good against a Desiree, or especially if he doesn't go into Desiree, it's going to be really good into the Caesar. The Cosmics are going to be good to just kind of blow out his field spell there, and Evenly's just Evenly. I am a big fan of Evenly, and so we got Droplet, Prosperity, Evenly, and Purge. So that is pretty rough going. I'm just going to start with Tract. We're going to just drop Purge here. Again, I just don't want to have to deal with a Desiree and everything, especially with Evenly being able to be negated. I guess it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. He goes normal Cookie into Snatchy to place a field spell. And he's going to place Mignon. Mignon targeting Cookie, bring him back, and then he's going to swap that out for the Akroki, which is a good call. If I have removal, it's going to get him into another body, so he can kind of extend off those plays. But he's going to synchro those off into a Cupsy, Yummy Way, and then he's probably going to add the 2 missing names. So I'm looking at a Cookie and a Lollipo here. Linden really likes flexing. He's got a maxed out Yummy Core, which is awesome. Happy for him. Must be nice. And so he's going to discard the Lollipo here. And then he's going to link into a Snatchy, and then he's going to go Cupsy, special effect to summon, or special summon itself, add the surprise. And then he's going to go into the Lollipo here. Or, yeah, the Lollipo, and this one's going to summon back 2. Which is a pretty good bridge here. He's going to go into a Metal Marcher. Metal Marcher is going to bring back a Synchro name. It's negated, of course, and then he's going to go into a Snatchy. And then from here, he's going to go into a Herald. And now he's going to shuffle back with the Mignon here. So he's going to shuffle back a Synchro and the Cupsy here. And then he sets 3, which is absurd. That's crazy. Little showcase of the shiny there. So here we're going to have to play a little bit awkward. We're going to pause here for a second. So right here, a couple things that I'm looking at. We got the Evenly that's going to be taken care of by the Herald. The Droplet's is going to be negated by the Herald anyways. We're not going to be able to send name from hand. We could normal summon the Cupsy and go from there. But my mindset is, at this point, we're going to try to draw out a negate so that way we can just use the Evenly matched here. But we want to keep that Prosperity in our hand just so that way we can dig for some sort of starter and see how it goes from here. But it's a pretty awkward hand. He's got 3 sets. One of them's probably like a Judgment or something. So we're looking at probably 2 negates. We're definitely bounces here as well. So it's quite a board to play in with what we have. But we'll continue on here. So we're going to go Droplet, send the Droplet, since we're not able to send. I don't want to send the Evenly at this point. Yep, there's the Judgment. And then he's going to go surprise at the end to summon back the Cupsy. That's going to let him add. And at this point, it's kind of awkward because whatever if I normal summon something, if I normal summon the cookie, it's going to get booked or popped, which leaves me in not a great place here. And so we got Prosperity. We're going to see if we can draw out that Herald Negate here. We're thinking on we're going to send the Typhon, the Cross Sheep, the Metal Marcher. That's 4, and then we're probably going to send off. We're going to keep the Star Ham in hand, just so that way, in case we hit an Obedient School or something. So we send 6 here, and he's going to let it go through, and really not great hits there. We got 2 Ashes, the Cosmic, the same name we have in hand, Bell, and the Quick Play. And so we're going to see if we can at least bait out the Herald here with this Cosmic, see if he'll bite. We'll take 1,000, go Cosmic, targeting the field spell, see if he'll use the Herald Negate. If he does, that'd be great, because then it leaves us open to just drop in the evenly matched here. He lets it go through, which is really sad. But at least we survive a pop. And so we're going to take a peek here, see what names are in Graveyard. So we go battle, and then we're going to go evenly here, and he Herald Negates. Main phase 2, we're going to go Cookie. He doesn't book it right away, which is probably the smart move knowing that I don't have anything in hand, but then he has the Imperm, and that is good enough there. So that's just how it goes. It was just kind of an awkward hand to play through. And so he had the interruptions. That Judgment was pretty good. So here, as I'm siding, I'm also watching Lyndon here. I'm watching how much he is taking out of his deck right now and how much he's putting in off of his side deck, which tells me that he is expecting to go second. So at this point, you see me like put my cards down and then reach for him, and that was me deciding that actually I'm going to make him go first. So he ends up taking out quite a bit out of his main deck, putting in a bunch in from his side. So we're going to see if we can have him get bricked up on a bunch of the board breakers that he'll probably side in. Siding is probably, I feel like, one of like the hardest things that I don't get really well. I feel like it's just knowing your matchups and knowing what to put in. So that's me counting up my side deck there, making sure we're good. We got 15, and we're gonna give it a shot. So we're gonna have him go first. We got our 5 cards. We got Fua, Double Name, Surprise, and Evenly. So that's gonna be a pretty good start here. He's gonna go Tract. Tract, discard the Lurry. Lurry's going to summon itself back. And then on res, we're going to go Fua. And he's got the Ash for it, which is very unfortunate. Especially that being kind of like our only hand interaction here. But he's going to go Requiem, summon out the Lacrima. Lacrima is going to send the Engraver. The really cool thing about the Fiendsmith engine is you can set it up and kind of pause the Fiendsmith stuff on Requiem, and then you go into your Yummy stuff, because you can just special summon from hand and just keep playing from there, and then eventually continue going on off of after you get the Yummy special summon. So he's going to go into the Necroquip line and end on a Caesar, and then he normals a Cupsy. And so he's going to add the Surprise to hand, and then he's going to link off the Cupsy into the Snatchy, and then the Snatchy is going to place a field spell. He's going to put Mignon, which tells me he doesn't have like a great hand with names, I would assume. He's going to overlay there into a Cupsy. Oh man, we'd have so many draws if that Fuo went through. But, that be how it do. He's going to add his 2 missing names, and then he's going to discard the Nib. And then from here, he's going to special the Lollipo, and then he's going to shuffle back the Fua, and I just want to take a peek at my deck right as I'm about to shuffle. It's a Purge, which would be a terrible 6th card to draw. Man, I hope I don't see that after I shuffle this deck really well and give it to Lyndon to cut. That'd be very, very unfortunate if I saw that Purge again. And then he's going to go into Lollipo, so he's going to set up just full board here. Summon back two main deck names, and then he's going to keep going into the Marcher. Marcher is going to summon out a Synchro. Good old same song and dance. He's going to link off the negated Synchro into the Snatchy, and then he's going to go into a Herald. And let's see if he has he should have a name. I think he has one, yeah. So he's got the Cookie. He's going to special the Cookie, and then he's going to set 2, which is pretty crazy. I know one of them's the Surprise Bounce, and there's the 6th card is the Purge. What a classic. That is my luck. So let's pause here for a second and kind of go through my line of thinking here. So I got 2 names. I got a Surprise. I got Evenly, and then we got that Purge. So that Purge is going to do pretty much nothing for us here. I don't have a trap in the graveyard, so popping, a Cups, either the Cupsy is not going to be a thing. So it's likely going to be just discard fodder for something. So we're looking at the Caesar's going to suck, because we're not going to be able to get a Mignon summon while that's on the board. The Herald's there. I know he has a double bounce. So he's got quite the hand to play through here. And so my initial line is I want to bait out the Herald at the very least, so I can at least drop the evenly matched. And so we're going to go normal Cupsy effect to add, and let's see if he'll hit us with a negate. And he does not, which is pretty good for us. And then at this point, we're going to search out, instead of adding the quick play, we already have that in hand. I was thinking about adding the field spell, but the quick play here might be the better option. I can't remember my reasoning behind adding it. I know it'll at least give us a bounce, possibly. And so he has the Mignon on the field, which is very fortunate for us, because that Akroki pop is going to be a pain to play through. And so we're going to go Snatchy effect to place here. And we're going to place Akroki. The nice thing is the Herald's not going to be able to negate it. The Desiree or the Caesar would be able to negate the summon if something leaves the field. So we special the Lollipo, no effect here. And so at this point, in open game state, it might not be a bad idea to try to quick sync here, but I'm able to dodge everything and still get a pop. So we're going to go Cupsy effect to add Chainlink 1, and then we're going to go Akroki to pop the Caesar. And like I said, the Herald's not going to be able to negate just because I'm activating a spell card effect and not a spell card. The wording there is kind of weird, but that is very fortunate for us. So he's going to lose that Caesar here. And then we're going to get some searches here. So we just plus pretty well. Right there. And so we're going to add 2 names, discard the purge. At this point, that evenly is dead as well, so I'm not really trying to make a line here. So he's going to go, I'm going to go special cookie, and he's going to go, he's going to quick sync here with the Snatchy. And so I'm going to let him get that synchro off. He's going to go into the Lollipo, or the cookie, to try to book both my guys. And so here, I 100% have to chain the cookie bounce. So we're going to chain the Cupsy, bounce it back to the extra deck to summon 2 from the grave. And then he's going to change his guys to bring out Cookie and his Synchro. I believe that's the Lollipo. We're going to bring out the Snatchy and the Lollipo. That's going to get booked. On resolution, we're going to think about banishing something here. I don't know if he plays a trap, but we're not going to go off the banish here. I think we're going to try to save that for trying to get rid of some other stuff. But he's going to go Cookie, target the field spell. I'm going to go Surprise, and then I realize that. And then he's going to try to negate, and then I realize that. Then we both realize that Cookie can't target the field spell. Has to be a monster. So he's going to try to go to Lollipo. So we're going to rewind that back a little bit. And so he's going to target the Lollipo with his Cookie. And then we're going to go effect of the Snatchy to Synchro. And then he's going to go Herald to pop. And then both my guys get popped. And so we're going to go a Croaky to summon from deck. And then he's going to chain, summon back 2. And I believe that is his last bounce. And so he's going to bring back the Lollipo and the Snatchy, and then we're going to bring out a Cookie. So right now we're kind of just reminding ourselves what the attack count is there, and so we're gonna go Surprise to summon from the graveyard. Okay, we're gonna summon out the Snatchy, and then at this point I realized that I gotta bait out his quick play. I know one of those sets is his quick play, but if I can bait that out, I can at least try to get an SP to banish off of his field spell. And so we're gonna target both of his set cards here with the Surprise, just so it's forced out. And so he's gonna go Surprise here to summon from grave. I think it's probably a better move to bounce back the field spell and just keep it in hand just so it's safe. I don't know if you guys pay attention during my replays. One thing that I like to do is when if I bounce names from the field, like the synchros, back to my extra deck, I'll leave them face up for that turn just so I know which ones I've already bounced. I'm pretty sure that's legal, just because they know that it's in there. They already know that it's been bounced that turn. But we're gonna synchro into the cookie. Yeah. And so we don't use the cookie on field or on synchro effect, but we're gonna bounce the cookie after he starts the chain off of the Snatchy. Yep, and so at this point, whatever he brings out, I'm gonna pop with the cookie here. Oh, yes, I did. I did use the on-field effect. So I book one of his guys. I'm gonna pop. I'm gonna pop his synchro here. And so nothing on res here. We got 2 bodies. We're gonna synchro that off into these 2 guys, or into the Lollipo. Summon back 2. Summon out the Snatchy and the Cookie, and then we're gonna go SP. We're gonna SP banish the field spell. This is a misplay right here. I should have linked into a Snatchy before going into the SP, because right now those zones are I'm not gonna be able to synchro into a Snatchy here. And so he's gonna go Snatchy effect to attempt to synchro, and then we're just gonna chain the SP, banish the cookie and itself, and then we beat over the Snatchy. We're gonna normal the cookie, and then we go into the Snatchy. So that was nice because it cleared out that zone. We'll set the evenly matched, and then bring back both the SP and the cookie. And so at this point, during the end phase, he's gonna do the Lacrima Shuffle, summon back the Requiem. And so he has a little bit more here. And so he is left. I know he has one that was set. One card that was set that was bounced back to his hand, and then he's got his top deck. And I believe he has both of his Snatchies in grave. And so from here, let's pause here again as well. So with his field, he's got a Requiem, he's got the cookie. The nice thing about Requiem is with the board that I have, I'm gonna be able to synchro and like bring back something that's gonna banish whatever he sends off of the Lacrima. So I think at this point it'd be safest to just go straight into a Yummy synchro to just try to play. The hard thing is he's not really going to be able to beat over the SP unless he's able to get the Engraver back out, or if he plays Agnum Day, which I'm not sure if he does or not. But we'll continue here. We'll see how it goes. And so he's going to go Requiem, Tribute itself, and then he's going to bring out the Lacrima. And then on Lacrima, I'm going to chain the Lollipo to summon. So whatever he brings out, I'm going to banish something off of the Lacrima. So he's going to send the Engraver. And so we will go Lollipo, summon, or targeting the Requiem to banish, just so he's not going to be able to shuffle it back and bring it back out. And so he's going to go Engraver, shuffle back Engraver to summon. And so we're going to quick sync here. We're going to synchro out into the Cupsy, or the cookie. We're going to target the 2 Fiendsmith stuff, and then we're going to go Field Spell to pop that cookie there. And then he's going to go, what is that called? He's going to go Tract here, Diffuse off of that. And from here, we're going to chain Cookie. We're going to chain Cookie, go into the Cookie and a Snatchy to pop, and then Desiree is going to do a thing. And so Desiree is going to try to send. He's going to shuffle back one of his Light Fiends, and then he's going to try to send the Akroki, which is fine. It's not the end of the world that that's gone. But he's not going to be able to beat over, and then that'll be it. He's got the Purge. He's got the other little guy, but he doesn't have a Link 1 to get into from there. So that's just going to be a lot to have to play through. But yeah, that was a long game too. But Lyndon's been busy with work and stuff, and it's just been nice to have him back and playing a little bit more. He's honestly like one of the nicest guys at our locals. One time, I mean, like when I barely knew him, back during like the AGov format, he let me borrow his like $500 like Snake Eye Diabellstar package so I could play Rescue Ace, and he's like, yeah, sure, just yeah, if I need to find you, I'll find you. And so but yeah, so he's on Yummy, and so that Fiendsmith package is really good. It's nice that it's a little more accessible now that those tins reprinted some of the stuff. But that will be it for locals this week. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one. See ya. Bye.